Okay. So let's start with few service today. So let's say whenever I draw the diagram like this, what does this represent? Load balancer. What is load balancer called in AWS? Okay. What is load balancer called in AWS? Elastic load balancer. In shortcut, we call it as ELB. Very good. Fantastic. So Nana, this is ELB. So, and then we have EC2 instances here. So like this, load balancer distribute the traffic to the, and these are the EC2. 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 Okay, Nana, see. On top of it, required, can we have auto scaling on top of this? Yes, possible. And this is all auto scaling group. Okay, so remember, whenever load balancer is completely managed by AWS, how do you access the load balancer? Using, did we learn about the load balancer? So load balancer is a service or a server? It's a service. So how do you access the load balancer? Using the DNS name. Remember what is that? Using the DNS name. So whenever you create a load balancer in AWS, it will give you the DNS name. DNS name is nothing but the URL. You know how does the URL look like? So URL looks like this. So whenever you create a load balancer, it gives like this: http:// if my ELB, if you give the name dot some random numbers dot ELB dot AP minus south minus 1 dot com dot Amazon AWS.com. Do you see this? Guys, this URL looks nice or ugly, nasty? Nasty URL, no? Yes or no? Can you tell me, whenever I create the load balancer in AWS, it will give the URL like this, sample URL like this. Will you give this URL to the customer? No. Is he interested to access this website using this URL? No. What we need to do? We need to do the makeup for this URL, no? So instead of giving this URL, can I do the makeup as some name like, good name like boom.com? Yeah, we can, right? So in AWS, there is one service called Route 53. What is it, Nana? Route 53. So in Route 53, what we can do is, Route 53 is a DNS service from AWS. Which service? It's a DNS service from AWS. So it contains records. What does it contain? Records. So in Route 53, what we need to do is, you need to give a nice name to this nasty URL. Just mapping you need to give. So is it possible to give this kind of URL to the customer? No. What we need to do, we need to do the mapping. So in which service do we do this mapping? Route 53. Which, Nana? Route 53. If someone says, what is Route 53? What do you say? Route 53 is a DNS service from AWS. So Route 53 is a DNS service from AWS. And do you see here we have something called 53? Can anyone say what is that 53? Why they named it as 53? Why not other number? So DNS port number is 53. So Route 53 deals with the DNS records only, no? For that reason here, 53 meaning it's a DNS port. So what is 53 here? DNS port number. So DNS port number is 53. That's why they call it as Route 53. So Nana, in Route 53, what does it contains? In Route 53 contains records. What does it contain, Nana? Records. Record means nothing but what? Boom.com is routing to nasty URL. What URL is this? I call this as nasty URL. So can I do like this? Boom.com is routing to nasty URL like this? Yes. So in Route 53, what we do, Nana? We do the mapping. We do the mapping. So whenever you create, not only in Elastic Beanstalk, not only in load balancer, if you take Elastic Beanstalk, or if you take any service in AWS, when it gives some nasty URL, so it is not recommended to give this nasty URL to the customer. So you need to do the makeup. In which service do you do this makeup? Which service? Louder. Route 53. Which one? Route 53. So Route 53, if someone asks what is Route 53, what do you say? Route 53 is a DNS service from AWS. And why it is called 53? What port number? DNS port number 53. That's why we call it as Route 53. What does the Route 53 contains? Records. So whichever the nasty URL that you want to route with, so you need to mention that nice name, and then routing will be happening in the Route 53. Record is nothing but key value, no? So boom.com is routing into the nasty. This is one record. Your name is equal to Aadhaar card ID. It's a record, right? It's a record. Is it clear on this? ASG, Shiva, someone answered to you already. What is the full form of ASG, Nana? Auto scaling group. So we discussed this already before. Okay. Is it clear till here, everyone? Route 53, do you understood? So whenever, if you want to do a nice URL from nasty URL, if you want to do it like, nice URL, then which service that you should go for? Route 53, you need to go for it. Okay. Now let's talk about this. What is the full form of, okay, now before I talk about this, I'll ask this question. If you want to secure your entire infrastructure should be in what? Inside the VPC. Excellent. Inside the what? VPC. What is VPC? Virtual Private Cloud. Remember we discussed this. What is the example that I took on that day? Sulabh complex, right? How can you forget that? So we have this VPC. No, everything, your entire infrastructure should be inside the VPC. So let's say you have created one server. Your server should be inside the VPC or outside the VPC? Inside the VPC. So everything should be inside the VPC. So let's talk about the VPC now a little bit. What's the full form of VPC? Virtual Private Cloud. So Nana, can we say that it's like a virtual data center in the cloud? So data center is I'm not talking about on-premises data center. So it is similarly like on-premises data center in my cloud. So it is like a virtual data center on the cloud. So whatever we create, everything should be inside the VPC. So I'll write it here. It is like a virtual data center on cloud. And how many maximum VPCs you can have per region? Louder. 5. Fantastic. And do you remember I gave this one hypnotism diagram? What is the outer layer called? Outer layer is AWS. Inside this you have region. Fantastic. Inside the region you have VPC. Inside the VPC you have availability zone. Inside the availability zone you have EC2 instance. Fantastic, Nana. Fantastic. So we have AWS. Inside that we have a region. Inside this we have a VPC. Inside that we have availability zone, and then we have EC2. So if you take one VPC, how many VPCs you can create in one region? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 VPCs you can create. VPC, 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 VPC. Okay, now. See, VPC is regional or global? VPC is regional. Remember, VPC is what, Nana? Regional. Because every region should have a VPC, right? Every region we can go and launch our EC2 instance, right? So every VPC is a regional. So what is VPC? VPC is a regional service. So VPC is regional. Remember, that's a certification question. Okay, now see here, guys. Now, as a part of practicals, what we need to do, we need to go and launch an EC2 instances, correct? We need to go and launch an EC2. And all this EC2 instance should be inside the VPC or outside the VPC? Inside the VPC. So did we created any VPC till now? No. So creating a VPC, learning the VPC is a very big topic. But what AWS is telling is, AWS is telling to you, Babu customer, don't worry about the VPC. First you go and launch an EC2 instance, no problem. I will be giving you a default VPC. What is that? Default VPC. So we can also go and create our own VPCs. But AWS is providing what? A default VPC. Can we use that default VPC and launch our EC2 instance inside the default VPC? Yes. If required, can we go and create our own VPCs? Yes. But to go and create our own VPC, we need to learn about a lot of things on VPC. Until then, we should be using a default VPC. Every region will have a default VPC. Does the Mumbai has default VPC? Yes. Ireland has a default VPC. Sydney has a default VPC. London has a default VPC. Every region will have its own default VPC. Anyone who is coming like you and me, if you want to go and launch an EC2 instance, you can go and launch an EC2 instance where? Inside the default VPC. You're getting it? So do you all agree that AWS is providing a default VPC? Yes. AWS provides a default VPC. There is question. Sir, Hyderabad is now showing, sir, in AWS region of correct, no? I told you, in India, how many regions are there? 2 regions. What are those? Mumbai and Hyderabad. But I told you which one we should be using it. Mumbai. Can we use Hyderabad also? Yes, we can use. But the thing is, let's be in same page. Because Hyderabad is a very new, latest region. So it might not have some services there. So we'll be using Mumbai. No problem, Devan. Nana, is this clear? VP is a very big topic, but you understand what is VPC first? So generally AWS is a public cloud provider. But if you want to have your own private space, then all your infrastructure should be created inside the VPC. So every region will have a default VPC. Should we use our default VPC and then use to create our infrastructure? Yes, we can do it. You can utilize like anything also. One VP, it's not, don't think as, okay, Yatin is asking one question. Sir, one VPC is equal to one customer. No, it is not like that. So you can utilize one VPC for multiple customers also, or one VPC is equal to one customer also. However you want to utilize this, you can utilize this. But to talk about that, we need to know, we need to have more knowledge first. Let's go and learn this one by one. Okay, Nana, see here. This is your on-premises. This is your on-prem. Okay. On-premises is nothing but your company. So end of the day, you will be working inside the company. Yes or no? End of the day, you will be sitting inside the company. You will be working to where? To AWS, correct? So I assume this is the AWS. So you have your company and you have your AWS here. This is AWS. Guys, see here. You are sitting inside the company and from your company, you are connecting to the AWS to work. Yes or no? Tell me, guys, how do you connect from your company to AWS? Through what? Through internet. Very good. Through internet. Okay, see here. Internet. So we need to have internet in order to connect from your company to AWS. Agree, Nana? Okay. So now this internet is dedicated internet for you or a shared internet? Correct. It is a shared internet. It is a shared internet. Okay. In your home, you have your internet, no? In your hostel, in your room, you have internet. So that internet is dedicated for you or it is shared internet? Shared internet, no? So from company to AWS, if you want to connect it, you need to connect to the internet. And that internet is what internet? Shared internet. So now, is it recommended? Is it good to connect to AWS using shared internet? Not good. Internet meaning public or private? Internet meaning public or private? Public. So from your company, you're connecting to the AWS through public network. Is it good? No. So you need to have public network or you need to have private network. So your company people, they will be creating something called VPN. What is that? VPN. The full form of VPN is virtual private network. Virtual private network. So this virtual private network is also using the shared internet, but instead of going with the public network, so your company people will be creating a VPN to the AWS. So from your company, how you are connected to the AWS? Through VPN. What is that answer? Through VPN. So every company will have the VPN setup to connect to the AWS because it will be using internet only. But internet is a public network. Inside the public network, it is not good to connect publicly, right? For that reason, we will create our own private network, and that is called virtual private network, which is called VPN. Okay. Now, question for you here is VPN. Still using public network? Yes or no? VPN is still using the shared internet only. In the shared internet, it is creating a private network. In shared internet, it is creating a private network. But this VPN is still using the shared internet concept only, no? Let's say, for example, there are few companies, they will say that, hey, I don't want to use the shared internet. There are few customers saying, I want to connect to the AWS, but I don't want to use VPN. I don't want to have a shared internet. I need to have a dedicated connection. Let's say, for example, in your home, what is the ISP provider you're using? Internet provider. Which one you're using? Eh? Louder. Geo. Next. Airtel, Act. Okay, you have it. So now, this Airtel, Geo, Act, all these things, they're giving you a dedicated connection or it's a shared internet connection? Shared internet connection. Now, if you say that, hey, Geo, I don't want to have a shared internet. I need to have a dedicated internet to you. Yeah, Geo will give. But how about price? Is costlier or not? Definitely it is a costlier. So with the dedicated connection, can anyone can share your dedicated connection? No, it is dedicated only for you. So if there are few companies, if they want to access the AWS through this dedicated connection, yes, there is a service in AWS called Direct Connect. What is it, Nana? Direct Connect. So there is a service from AWS which is called Direct Connect. So Direct Connect is like a lease line connection from your AWS to your company. It's like a lease line connection. Will you use the shared internet? No. But remember, 95% of the companies, they will go with the VPN only. But if the companies are if few companies are very confidential and all the data they want to transfer, like banks, right? Like NASA, like, nowadays, you saw the article, ISRO is also using AWS. Have you seen that? See? So AWS is growing everywhere, man. So everywhere, AWS is everywhere. So if these companies want to connect to the AWS very securely, and they don't want to use the shared internet concept, which is a service that you can suggest here, Direct Connect. Direct meaning it is directly connecting to you. No one else will be connected in that line. It is Direct Connect for you. Is it cheaper or costlier? Super costlier. So it's a lease line connection from AWS, which is dedicated for you. Should I tell you how much cost it is? $16,000 per month. How much? $16,000. Okay. So definitely it is a costlier. But if you want to have a safe and secure, and if your company is willing to pay it, and if the company need a direct, dedicated line connection, they don't want to use the internet, shared internet concept, then go for it. As a solution architect, you need to suggest, no. For that reason, I'm sharing all this information to you. Is it possible to do the practical on this? No way. Okay, but I'm just sharing extra knowledge to you. Okay, na? Okay. Is it clear? Any questions? Online, is it clear, Nana? Nice. Guys, now I want everyone to concentrate here, because this, especially online, because offline I can see all the people here. Online, guys, please concentrate the topic that we are going to talk about now, because it's very, very important, and it's not tricky, but I want your concentration. If you concentrate, it will be easy, right? But when I'm teaching, and if you're attending your friend's phone, right? So then it is very hard to understand, right? So please concentrate. There is a question. When we use VPN and when to use direct connect, do you all know this or not? Yes or no? When do we use direct connect? When do we use VPN? Simple. If VPN is virtual private network, which is cheaper, and then it is still secure, and it is using shared internet in the backend. But if your customer says that, no, Babu, I don't want to use a shared internet, I want super secure, no one should calicify inside this, and then I want to have my own dedicated connection, then go for the direct connect. Yeah, for more security. Okay, Nana. So I want you to concentrate. Please see here. Okay. So this is lease line connection versus direct connection. Both are same or different? Same only, no? Okay. It's the same. Bhaskar Reddy. Okay, Nana. So this is the Mumbai region. Which region? Mumbai region. Inside this Mumbai region, what I did was I went and launched one EC2 instance. I went and launched an EC2 instance, and I have deployed one application. I have application here. Where is my application? In which region? Mumbai region. I want to be very interactive. See, which region is this? Mumbai region. So now, anyone who is accessing this application from India, they'll have a low latency or high latency? Low latency or high latency? Which one is good? Low latency or high latency? Low latency. So whoever accessing from India, they'll have a low latency. Okay, now I have like this. Do you think that I'm playing? Huh? Okay. What are all those regions, right? This is Ireland region. This is which region? Canada region. And this is US region. And this is Sydney region. And this is our Tokyo region. Okay. Now, where is your application? Which region? Mumbai, na? Okay. So from Mumbai, anyone who is accessing from India, they'll have a low latency. Now, these are the people who are accessing all the way from Tokyo, from this region. They'll have a High latency or low latency? Okay. From Sydney, high latency, low latency? High. From all the regions, they'll have a high latency. Very good. Okay. So they'll have a high latency. So I'm making your mind as an architect. Okay. All this is having a high latency. Now tell me, Chitti, how should I give low latency to all my customers? Think and answer. No problem. Okay. So my question here is simple. From who my customer who is in Tokyo, Ireland, Canada, US, Sydney, all I have customers throughout the world. For them, it is high latency. How should we give a low latency? How we increase the performance? Think and tell me. Shiva Kumar answer something. What is your answer? Guys, I want you to think and answer. High latency. High latency. What do you think? బోలో చెప్పండి. Online people are answering. Offline people, tell me, what do you think? How we can give low latency for all the people, all the customers? See, where is our application? Which region? Mumbai region. So let's take Tokyo. Tokyo wala, there is a guy called Ching Chang. So Ching Chang guy is there. So Ching Chang is trying to connect to my application. He is connecting all the way from Tokyo to Mumbai. So that's why he is having a high latency. So in order to provide the low latency, what I need to do is I need to have my application here, duplicate my application. Yes or no? So every region need to have my application. But I'm telling you, I don't have that much budget to keep my application in all the regions. I don't have that much budget. Your answer is, sir, keep the application in all the regions. Why only Mumbai? Keep the application in all regions. I said, Babu, I don't have that much budget to keep my application in all the regions. Then how do we resolve this issue? So guys, for this, AWS came up with a service called CloudFront. What is that, Nana? The name itself clearly says CloudFront. Where is your cloud? In front. CloudFront. What is the service name? Everyone, louder. CloudFront. So how did this CloudFront will work is, Nana, in this CloudFront, we have a very good concept called every region has something called edge locations. What is that? Edge location means, see, every region will have the edge location. Edge location. These edge locations are completely managed by AWS. Nana. So what are these edge locations? So these edge locations are completely managed by whom? AWS. And the question is, what does this edge location will do? This edge location will cache. What it does? It will cache. So that meaning your application, where is your application, Anna? So can I call it this is my origin? Mumbai is my origin. Origin is nothing but the place where you have your application. Where is my origin? Mumbai. So now what will happen is, all this edge location will cache my data, my application. Okay, so here, from here to here, all the data is cached in the edge location. Here. Okay. You know? So where is my application? My application in Mumbai. From Mumbai, all my data is cached into the edge location. It has to use the network only, no? It has to use the network, internet only, no? So you tell me, from the Mumbai, can it use our normal internet connection to go and cache my application in my edge location? No, it uses a separate AWS network, which is called CDN. What is that, Nana? CDN. CDN meaning Content Delivery Network. What is that? Content Delivery Network. So this is just a network from AWS where all your content from your origin will be delivered to the edge location using this CDN. This CDN is completely managed by whom? AWS. We don't need to do nothing here. We don't need to do anything here. Only what we need to do is, which is a service that we should use? CloudFront. In CloudFront, you need to go and create distribution. What you need to create? Louder. What you need to create? Distribution. So, Nana, in S3, what do we create? In S3, buckets. In EC2, what we launch? EC2 instances. In RDS, what do we create? Databases. Similarly, in CloudFront, what do we create? Distribution you need to create. What you need to create? Distribution. So while you're creating the distribution, it will ask. I'll first write. What does the edge location will do? It will cache. 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 So these edge locations are completely managed by whom? AWS. First, let me write. Edge locations are completely managed by AWS. What does the edge locations do? Excellent. What does the edge location do, Nana? It is used for cache. Can we say it is used for application caching? Yes. It is for application cache. Okay, Nana. See. In CloudFront, what do we create? What do we create, Nana? Distribution. What do we create? Distribution. While creating a distribution, it will ask, Babu, where is your origin? It will ask, where is our origin? Mumbai. Our origin is nothing but application only, no? So application can be on EC2 instance? Yes. Can I use load balancer also? Yes. Can your website can also be in S3? Static website can also be in S3? Yes. So my application can be on EC2. My application can be on my load balancer. My application can be on S3 also. So your origin can be load balancer, EC2, S3. Wherever you have the application, all those are all called origin. What do we call? Origin. So while creating distribution last, Babu, select your origin. Select your origin. Origin will be where, Nana? Our load balancer, or you can have it in S3. And then it will ask, where all you need to cache your data? In edge location only. It will ask, okay, we know that we need to cache it in edge location. And AWS will ask, will you cache in all edge locations across the world? Or you want to do it only in US? Or you want to cache only in Europe? You want to cache only in Asia? Or you want to cache it for all the world? It's up to you. If your customers are located across the world, then select all edge locations. And if your customers are only in US, select US. If your customers are in Europe, select Europe. So based on the continent, you can select the edge locations. You getting it? So here, select like US or Europe or all. So up to you. You getting it? So in CloudFront, what do we create, Nana? We create distribution. While creating the distribution, you need to select the application where your load balancer or wherever your application is. Select the load balancer and select which place your the cache should be in which edge locations. You just select it and create it. That's all. What will happen is once you create it, your application will go and cache in all the edge locations across the world. Now you tell me, there is a user here in Tokyo, and then he's trying to access boom.com. That is our website name. Now you tell me, this boom.com will go to Mumbai or will it go to the edge location? Excellent. So it will go to the edge location. Edge location will reply back to the user. So does that request need to come all the way to Mumbai? No. So now you will have a low latency or high latency? Low latency. You're getting it. You're getting it, this point, right? So if you want to have someone asked this question in the starting days, sir, what happened if I have my customer across the world? So so you will have the question like this. Your application is only in one region and you want to give low latency across the world. Which is the service that you can choose? Excellent. Which one, Nana? CloudFront. What does the CloudFront has? Edge locations. Edge locations are completely managed by AWS. So what does the edge location do? It will cache it. What it will do? It will cache it. What do we create in the CloudFront? Distribution. What do we create? Distribution. While creating the distribution, you need to select all the parameters. Based on the parameters, it will go and cache it, and your users will be accessing the application. So whenever you create load balancer, it will give the nasty URL, no? Whenever you create CloudFront also, it will give the nasty URL. So now boom.com should go to my directly load balancer or a CloudFront URL. Which one? Louder. CloudFront URL. First it will hit whom? CloudFront URL. From CloudFront, it will go to the load balance. So CloudFront nasty URL. From there, it goes to my origin. Where is your origin? Your ELB or S3. There is a question. CDN versus edge location. What is CDN? Content Delivery Network. So do we do anything related to CDN? No. So it is using a network in the backend. What network is that? CDN network. So we don't need to configure. We don't need to do nothing there. It's just a name that AWS is using in the backend. Okay. So now I'll come to that point. So where do edge locations exist? So guys, edge locations are in every country. Edge locations are in every country. Okay, now you tell me, in India, we have regions, Mumbai and Hyderabad. You know, edge locations are in Hyderabad also, Chennai also, Bangalore also, all major cities, AWS has kept the edge location. You think edge locations like a server only? There are so many edge locations in many countries. Now you tell me, where is our origin? Mumbai, no? Where are we now sitting? Hyderabad. So if I access boom.com from my place, from my Hyderabad, will it go to Mumbai or will it go to my edge locations in Hyderabad? Why does it go to the Hyderabad? Why does it go to Mumbai? Not required. So if there is no CloudFront configured, then it will go to the Mumbai, which you have a high latency. So as we have configured CloudFront, then it will go to our nearest edge location. Okay, now question for you. EC2 has application, edge location also application cache. What's it? Easier access, simple as that. Instead of, so, correct Vijay. Okay, now I'm asking this question, see here. Now, you have one image called puppy.jpg. What image? Puppy.jpg. So this puppy is visible to all my customers? Yes or no? Yes. So in edge locations, puppy.jpg got cached. So puppy.jpg is cached. So if user started accessing my application, can he see puppy.jpg? Yes. Now what I do is, I have changed to apple.jpg. I have removed puppy.jpg. Now I have changed to apple.jpg. Now tell me, customer can see your apple.jpg immediately? No. Because guys, here the problem here is, not problem, here there is something called TTL. What is it, Nana? Time to live. What is that? time to live. Whenever you are setting up the cloud front, it will ask how much time your data should be cached in the edge location. Let's say, for example, I said 12 hours. For example, how many hours? So my puppy.jpg is cached in my edge location. Now immediately have updated apple.jpg. Apple.jpg will be seen by my customer immediately. How much time I need to, my customer should wait? 12 hours. After 12 hours, the edge location will fetch the data from origin and then give it to the customer. Because you have purposefully mentioned the caching time is 12 hours. Will it be immediately visible to the customer? No. Now, let's say, for example, your customer says that, no, I want to see that apple.jpg immediately. Immediately. And you will say, Arey, no, bhai, we have given cache time as 12 hours. Wait for 12 hours. No, I don't want to wait for 12 hours. I want to see immediately. For that, we have a concept called, what we can do is invalidate cache. What is that? Na? Invalidate cache. Invalidate cache meaning, what it does is, it will again fetch the latest data from the origin. If you want to see the changes immediately, what you need to do? Invalidate the cache is nothing but deleting the cache. Once you delete the cache, again it will get it from the origin. So origin has apple.jpg. Yes. So it will get the latest data to the customer. You got this point? Everyone? So it will be cached based on the TTL. Remember, we need to configure edge locations using CloudFront. Okay, so do you understand what is TTL? TTL meaning for how long your data should be cached. For how long the data should be cached in edge location. That is TTL. Okay, Devanand. Okay, Nana, first you tell me, whenever I hit boom.com, that meaning Tokyo wala or Sydney wala, whoever it is, he has opened the application and hit boom.com. Now tell me, first the request will go to where? Okay, correct. So here, you tell me here, guys, boom.com, where is this mapping is happening? Which service? In which service this mapping is happening? Route 53. Which one, Nana? Route 53. So boom.com is nothing but, it is going to the nasty URL. Which one? Load balancer nasty URL. Now you tell me, when I configure CloudFront, will it go to directly load balancer or will it go to the CloudFront first? It will go to the CloudFront first. So whenever you hit boom.com, first it will go to Route 53 because Route 53 has the records there, right? First it will go to Route 53. In Route 53, you have mentioned as boom.com should go to CloudFront nasty URL. Okay. From there, CloudFront will send it to the origin, which is your ELB. So this is how the request will go. So remember, whenever you hit your application, which is the first service will go and hit Route 53. Because boom.com is mapping to your nasty URL, no? Load balancer. So how does your request knows? It will go to Route 53. In Route 53, there will be a record. Boom.com is going to this nasty URL. Then the route will be routed to the nasty URL of ELB. So now is it good to directly go to the load balancer or is it good to go to the CloudFront? First CloudFront. So CloudFront meaning the user will hit the CloudFront. That means he will the edge location, and that edge location will send the data to the backend origin. If we invalidate each time, if we invalidate cache every time request will go to memory region, sir. Yes, It will collect freshly from the Mumbai region. So all in all, can we say that CloudFront has edge locations, and edge locations are connected with CDN? Read that line, what I have written. Edge locations, CloudFront has edge locations, and edge locations are connected with what? CDN only, no? Network. Okay. Can we change the conversation if there is a new customer? Yes, you can, Monish. Are edge locations similar to data centers? Are they available? No. Did I say that edge locations are similar to data centers? No. Edge location is just like a server in the backend. That's it. It's completely managed by AWS. Only updated data, Anil. Not all. Any other questions? Correct, Muna. For Mumbai users, do we need edge locations? Doesn't, no problem. So if you're sitting in, let's say you're sitting in Delhi, Mumbai is very near, but Delhi also has edge locations, no? So your request will go to Mumbai or in a Delhi edge location? Delhi edge location. The concept here is how much faster you should give your application to your customer with low latency is the concept. Okay. Sir, can you please explain CDN? I already explained to you only, Shiva. Again, I'm saying, what is CDN, Nana? Content delivery network. It's a network. That's it. Right? So, edge locations, we have edge locations across the world. Yes or no? Across the world we have. Let's say not forget about in India. Do we have edge locations in Bangalore, Chennai and all? Yes. Yes, we have it, right? And your application is in which region? Mumbai region. From your application data is cached on the edge location. No. How does from your origin data is getting transferred to edge location? Using network. Which network? CDN, content delivery network. It's just a network from AWS. What is general practice of cache invalidate? Is it after whenever application deployment take place on EC2? Yes, Zafar, you can do that as well. So whenever there is a change in the application side, you can do the cache invalidation. CDN is a backbone between regions. Correct, Anil. Sir, can we say it is best suited for static application where exactly, Yatin. So this CloudFront is for your static application and for dynamic applications also. Okay, right. That is certification. CloudFront cache static and dynamic data also. Is can invalidate costlier? It's not costlier. It will basically charge Kunal for that. Okay, na? Any more questions? Do you all understood, Nana? If at all, simple, see here. You have your application in one region only. And if you want to give low latency across the world, which is the service that you should choose? CloudFront. What does the CloudFront has? Edge locations. What does edge location do? It will cache it. It will cache only static data or dynamic data or both? Both. Fantastic. And how the content is delivering to the edge locations using what network? CDN. What is CDN? Content delivery network. What do we create in CloudFront? Distribution. In distribution, select, give all the parameters, and then boom, enter, and your application will be cached for all the edge locations. Okay, ma? Any questions? Is there any size limitation for stream? No. There will be a maximum limit for sure, Yatin. Any other questions online? Some companies provide CDN network service. What is the difference between AWS and CDN? Both are same. If at all you want to use there, you can use it. CDN is to reduce the latency. How to configure invalid cache? For example, we have TTL. Not required, Sujyot. I don't like those diagrams. Don't put it next time. So, okay, people got the concept already. So how to configure invalidate cache? For example, we have to. So how to configure? I'll show you in practicals, not here. Okay. How to configure the invalidate cache? Let's say, for example, as I said, same thing. For example, you are handling Flipkart. Okay. And Flipkart will be used across the world. And you are the designer. And what you did was you put iPhone 15, latest one, iPhone 15, and you put the price is 40,000 only. And you Pusuk deployed. And it got cached in all the edge locations. And how about your customers? Customers will see the iPhone 15 for 40,000 only. No, that is a mistake or not? And it is cached for next 12 hours. Is good. And your manager says, "Arey, by what you are doing, please go and remove it immediately." Will you say that? Wait for 12 hours. What will you do? What will you do in this case? Go and invalidate the cache immediately. So remove, put up in your application, change it to 2 lakhs or 2.5 lakhs, whatever is the correct price, and then invalidate the cache. So in all edge locations, your request will go and delete all that record. I mean, delete that particular image, and it will fetch the latest image from your original application again. Because in original application, you have modified the right one. That is invalidate cache. VPN versus using only SS to connect. Is in previous company we didn't use VPN but use SSH in issues, sir. So SS is completely different. VPN is completely different. So Nana, VPN is a tunnel between your company and AWS, and SSH is just a connection to connect your Linux machine on on AWS. SSH will go through the VPN. Through VPN. If there is no VPN, no SSH, you can connect it. Okay, your company will definitely have a VPN. So SSH is a protocol to connect to the Linux machines. It is not related to the VPN at all. Okay. It's not secure, Shiva. So directly you are connecting from internet to AWS. It's not good. Any other questions, Nana? Is it clear? So what are the services that we learned today? Correct, Shiva. That's why our EC2s are getting hacked. Correct. Okay, so okay, Nana. So what is Route 53? Louder, energetic. I see you guys are like this. Come on, you are youngsters, man. Come on. What is Route 53? It's a DNS service from AWS. Very good. And why it is called 53? Because DNS port number is 53. What does the Route 53 contains? Records. Whenever you create a load balancer, it gives a, how do we access the load balancer? Using the DNS name. So the DNS name looks nice or nasty? Nasty or, so how do you do the makeup? In which service? Route 53. So VPC is regional or global? Regional. So can we say VPC is like a virtual data center of the cloud? Yes. How many VPCs you can create per region? 5. So AWS is providing a default VPC for us? Yes. So you have a company and you have AWS. And how do you guys connecting from your company to AWS? Through shared internet. So shared internet is a public. And if you want to connect it privately, then what is the concept? VPN. What is that? VPN. So most of the companies use VPN. But if your company say that, no, I don't want to use VPN, I want to have a shared, I want to have a dedicated connection, then which one you should suggest? Direct connect. Very good. We need to configure Shiva. AWS also provide, and you also. Guys, VPN is a combination between you and AWS. So both need to be configured. And you have your application only in one region, but if you want to give a low latency across the world, which is the service do you suggest? CloudFront. What does the CloudFront has? Edge locations. What does the edge locations do? Cache. Does it cache only the static or dynamic or both? Both. So how does the data is getting delivered? Which network is that? CDN. What is the full form of CDN? Content Delivery Network. What do we create in CloudFront? Distribution. So what is TTL? Full form of TTL. Time to live. So what is the definition of TTL? How much time the data is cached on the edge location is called the TTL. So now we have cached it for a few hours. And if you want to immediately delete the cache, what is the concept that you should use? Invalidate the cache. Clear? Difficult topic in easiest way. Any questions? Super. So take the screenshot, guys, online, offline if you want. So Nana, if you don't configure CloudFront, and if your customer is accessing boom.com, will it go to directly to the ELB or CloudFront? First, it will go to the CloudFront. From the CloudFront, it goes to the ELB. But if you don't configure the CloudFront, directly it will go to the ELB. Your ELB is in which region? Mumbai region. And your customer is in Tokyo region. So all the way is going to the Mumbai. So what you need to configure in between? CloudFront. If you configure the CloudFront, so the URL will, the request will go to the CloudFront first, and then it will go to the. So, and then next. Okay. Very good. I am stopping here. Exactly. Super. Correct. There is a question, sir. Is it mandatory to use Route 53 for application, sir? What do you think? Is it mandatory to use Route 53 for application? Otherwise, are you interested to access your application with this URL? If you're okay to access your application using that big nasty URL, you can. But if you want to have a nice name, then need to use Route 53. Good. Great. Can you get the final CC for today? Online? CC with smile, please.